Hey guys, and welcome back to my Tip Tuesday. And this Tip Tuesday is going to be a little bit different. It is based on balance, finding balance in your life, finding balance in the people that you are around, and it actually came from a visit with my nephews yesterday. So my nephews remind me very much of yin and yang. So if you've ever seen that symbol, I'm sure I'll insert a picture or maybe make it the cover photo of this. But yes, the boys are very much opposites. And one thing about the yin and the yang is I think it's supposed to be based on masculine and feminine, but I'll talk about my nephews first and where I see the yin and the yang, and then I'll talk about another relationship with myself and my girlfriend Andrea, where we are the yin and the yang, and I don't think necessarily it's based on masculine and feminine, at least maybe not the way I perceive masculine and feminine in the traditional sense. So my nephew, Deacon, is definitely the yin. So yin is a bit darker, can be cold, but if you notice a symbol, within the darkness there's always light. And my nephew Tanner is definitely the yang. He's bright and he is always up, but that's not to say Deacon's not happy. The kid's happy. Both those kids are happy, like, a lot. So Tanner is very much about safety. He's a rule follower, not very rebellious, and Deacon is quite the opposite. Deacon always has this look which I absolutely adore in his eyes, and it's not a malice look, it's a mischievous look, and it will draw you into that kid like nothing else, because you see that there is something going on. He's gonna get up to something, and it's one of the most adorable things you'll ever see in your life. So now there's a lot of conflict between the two boys, I think in part because they're so different, but also because they're siblings. My brother and I also, I feel like, represent the yin and the yang. Steven was much more hyper than I was as a child. I think that he was so hyper that my hyperness kind of was not really recognized. And something that I haven't really talked a lot about is I was actually diagnosed dyslexic when I was a child. And I think the way that I was taught to learn and read to help me work through my dyslexia actually helped me become more focused and kind of cured some of my hyperness. But my brother, he was actually put on Ritalin for a point in time in his life, and then taken off of it because it wasn't really required. Yeah, he and I, so he would have probably, again, this is where I don't necessarily see the fact of somebody in the yin and the yang, masculine and feminine, because more of my brother's traits would have been the darkness, where I would have been the light, and where obviously he's a boy, I'm a girl, right? So that's one thing where I don't necessarily see that correlation. And then my girlfriend Andrea, she is definitely the yin to my yang. And it is one of the best friendships I've ever had. I have a very close friend, Liz, but Liz and I are very alike. So we're both the Yangs, but we get along well. But Dre is definitely very opposite to me. So I am very extroverted and she is very introverted, but we get along so well. And I feel like in our friendship, we balance each other out. She is able to help me see things from a very different perspective. We're both intuitive, but she's definitely intuitive in other ways. I'm sensitive, but her sensitivity level is much deeper than mine. And as someone that's been my friend for so long, she tends to recognize when someone is off for me and not the right person, not the right fit, and she tends to know why. Because Andrea and I are good friends, there is a level of comfortability with each other and just being honest and telling each other things like it is. Now, back to kind of balance. So there's balance that you're looking in for relationships, and I find that to be very helpful. But like I mentioned, my other girlfriend Liz, we are very much alike, and we have a great time together. In life, balance is something that I'm always seeking and looking for. I will say when I was competing in bodybuilding, it was not a balanced lifestyle at all, and that's part of the reason why I no longer compete, because I just didn't feel like I was getting everything I needed out of life during that period of time. I was not very happy. There was times where I was ecstatic, but then there was times where I was always constantly questioning myself, my body, my progress, where I was at. And I actually had a conversation with somebody recently, and they said, well, that's a true athlete. So I guess maybe I was a true athlete before and now I'm not. I don't know. So now what I'm looking for is a balanced life. So that's kind of why Weight Watchers has worked for me, and it has helped me because that program is very much about balance. Yes, you're gonna eat chicken and salad and stuff some meals, more meals than others probably, but then when you want a cookie, guess what? You're gonna eat a cookie. So that's definitely one way that I've brought balance into my life, and I find that program overall is very balancing for me. And then exercise, I do find that CrossFit is very balancing because the way the classes are structured, it allows me to get in my pure passion for weightlifting, and then at the end it has me push myself to do things in the Metcon that I would not ordinarily do or want to do or be interested in doing. It's a very intense cardio, but I feel like that workout is definitely a yin and a yang, and it balances me out. And part of the reason that I love to do it first thing in the morning is I feel like I start my day and I'm balanced, and I'm good to go out and be within the world. So guys, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do and click the notification bell for email reminders every time I upload videos. And always remember guys, life's a journey, not a destination, so buckle up and enjoy the ride.